In this video, we'll go ahead and cover the 4 major mistakes that BookingKoala users make, whether they're starting out or they're maybe bigger and they just were sold by someone else how to do something. But, when someone's selling you something, sometimes they don't look at the best intentions for you. They just want to make money for themselves. And I see this a lot of times. So I want to show you the 4 things that are going to make a huge difference in your businesses, especially, when you're a beginner and when you're an advanced person, a business owner that's making quite a bit of money. Okay, so let's jump into number 1, which is not showing pricing up front. Okay, I made a separate video showing you how important this is, but I'll quickly um, touch on this in this video. But this is super important. We're living in an age where if you don't show pricing up front, you are literally going to lose a lot of customers, right? So why wouldn't people show pricing? Because I see a lot of times someone is going to try to convince you to use a lead form instead of a booking form, okay? But what people don't know um, about BookingKoala is that there's a better way where there is a combination of both. You have a booking form and you have a lead form all at once. So what does that mean? That basically means that someone comes on your booking form, okay, and they're looking through it. Maybe they'll enter some information and not finish. That will act as your lead form. That will capture the information. I'll show you how that looks like in just a second. But why is this important, and why is it important to show pricing? Okay, so I'll give you an example. Today, if I'm looking for a lawn care service, or someone to do some kind of gutter cleaning for me, I'll usually probably look at that. And this is me personally. So I'll look for something like that when I'm watching TV, right? I'll Okay, let's go ahead and go through lawn care, find the top 3 guys quickly on Google, and click on their websites. If I can't find pricing, I exit that website right away. Okay, that's huge. Right away. Because why, if this service is like $50, $80 per month, maybe $100 per month, max 200, why would you not show me the pricing? Okay, that makes no sense. You want my information so you could harass me later and contact me? No, that's not how it works. Someone leaves right away. I would never fill out a lead form for something like this. Okay, so low ticket item services, huge mistake. If you are not showing pricing, it creates friction, and people are just like, okay, why you didn't give me anything? Why would I give you my information? Okay, and some people will try to sell you this, some consultants, some marketing gurus, agencies, and they're going to try to sell you this. But what they don't tell you is that you're missing out on a huge chunk. Yes, some people will fill out the form, but you're missing out a huge chunk of traffic that will never ever fill out their form, and they're just going to leave. And there's a better way of doing it, because you can go ahead and bring them to your booking form. And one, those that leave, they don't fill anything out, you guys can go ahead and set up remarketing where you keep on showing your ads over and over again. Okay, and eventually they'll come. And if they don't, not everybody's your customer. Then there are the second types of people that, if you're just doing a lead form, you would fill out the lead form, right? They would fill out the lead form, you would contact them. But here with the booking form, you have the same thing, right? We have something that if you fill out the information here, um, and this is why I usually say to people, get the multi-step form, because multi-step form is better. However, you could still make things work if you put, let's say, some information higher, or change this to a 2-step form. Why? Because you want to gather information as quickly as possible, but not too quickly. Okay, because if you learn anything about momentum and people kind of nurturing themselves because they provided some kind of information, they continue with the steps, and they're more likely to give you some kind of personal information, right? And If you're showing them prices, you're showing them a little bit about your service, how much it offers, it already nurtures them in their head, and they're more likely to give you the information. So, in so with my, for example, my booking form, right? This is for my home cleaning company. If someone clicks here, they'll go ahead, I'll put their zip code in here. Also important to keep that up front. I actually have an implementation guide where I show you how to do all of those things and what's most important. And a lot of people want to get rid of this, which is a big mistake as well. Get the implementation guide. It's going to help you. It's going to be a link somewhere below this video. But basically, you keep this. So if someone, goes to the next page, it will look like something like this. This is inside the multi-step form. And here they get to fill out some information, and then they're like, okay, do I really want this or do I not? And then here is where the magic happens. So they'll go ahead and, fill in some information, and we get to capture that. Okay. And I will go ahead and show you how this will look like as well on this form. So it could be done anywhere. So for example, this is my demo account here. We're going to go inside of leads. So now if I'm a user, this acts as my lead form. Okay. And number one thing to keep in mind when you have your booking forms and you want it to act also as a lead form, which is a must, because you don't, as I mentioned earlier, you don't get rid of people. You don't kind of get rid of the people that want to book, which are some of your best customers. They usually pay more, they book online, they manage everything themselves, which means you don't have to spend money on resources to help them out. Super important. So again, you want to have this information closer to the top, and that's why it works well with the booking form, with the multi-step form, because you guys can go ahead and position it in any way that you want. We position it here because we found it to work best here because they already see all of the details. Okay. And if they already see all of the details and they know how much the pricing is, all they have to do is finish the booking. And this pre-qualifies everybody. So we're not wasting our time calling people that would not be interested whatsoever. Right. And this is where it works very well for us after testing so many years, of course. And this is where we capture that information. So it's very important to show pricing and capture the lead properly, because a couple tweaks and you guys are going to get a lot more leads than you would otherwise. For example, if somebody, so when they click on next, they're going to be pointed to our calendar. If you put this stuff there or at the very last step, it's too late. Okay. Because the date, a lot of people bounce there. Okay. And they'll play with the calendar, for example, and be like, okay, you don't have the spot I wanted. And they leave and you never have that information. So you want it early, but not too early. Okay. So again, we gave enough, and now we collect this information. So I'll go ahead and show you how that looks like from my demo account. So if I do fake customer, fake, okay, and then we'll do a phone number. Okay, now if I go to here, that information has already been collected. So I've played around with this before, so you could see I just updated it, but it's instant. And you capture that information, and now you get to see what they were booking with. So if you click on view details here, you'll see all of the good stuff. And then you could click on, okay, view form. What were they filling out? This is just default. I haven't changed anything. And you could create a booking here directly. So you'll be calling the customer, this, that, and getting them to book. So that is the first mistake, not collecting or not showing the pricing up front. Huge deal. You're missing out on a lot of people that will just leave and never ever talk to you because you're forcing them to fill out a lead form. Lead forms work better if you're selling something very high ticket, like $5,000, $10,000. And even then, it's going into the direction where there should be at least estimates. Like you'll find some plumbing websites, and I sit through a lot of these, and I look through a lot of these because, of course, this information helps BookingKoala. So that's kind of the research that we do here, and you'll see already trends coming in where some of these high ticket businesses are showing estimates on their website, which is the proper way of doing it. Okay, this is usually the number one reason by majority of what the person wants to know. And why wouldn't you want to give that to them? You're building trust by giving it up front. Okay, um and okay, so that was number one, not showing the pricing. Number two is showing trying to disable internal reviews. Okay, so internal reviews, this is massive. Okay, why do people want to turn these off sometimes? It's because they feel like asking for an internal review and an external review is spamming the customer. It's asking too much. That's not the case. The best businesses ask for both, and they do it just fine. And they're both extremely, extremely important. Um, why are they important? External reviews help you bring customers and convert customers. Internal reviews help you keep customers, help you convert customers, increase revenue. Eventually, we're going to do things with it that will help. It will help you bring customers as well. So at that point, internal reviews are going to be better, in my opinion. And after we test it, it will be for sure a thing that's going to be better than external reviews. But right now, they are tied. You need to do both. And let me give you a couple examples. One, um, so one thing, keep on collecting as many of these as possible. And we already make it easy in the system by default to do so, but make sure that you don't disable them. Make sure that you do anything possible to keep on gaining these, because these will help. And I will give you a couple reasons. There is an inside the implementation guide. I talk about this many times and give you a lot of reasons why it's important, why not to disable it. But one thing I'll tell you is, here is a big one. So for example, if you go to my form, okay, and I click on the next field, okay, this is where a person would be um, picking a date and time. Okay, so this is where a lot of the drop-offs will happen, because maybe they don't know exactly what time they want. They have to ask their spouse, confirm things, and they will close the page, never come back because maybe they forgot who you are, right? If that's the case, that's why all of the things that I showed you in the first video are very important. But let's find a spot. Okay, let's find something. I'll just click first available, 11 a.m. And we have this. Okay, they see that this person is 4.75 out of 5, 766 jobs completed. And I always say, this is the biggest sales point of our cleaning service, okay, of King of Maids. This is the biggest sales pitch. And this is why people trust the company, because they get to, the thought process is, I go to King of Maids, I get to verify that I am booking with the best of the best. This is what does that. This is like going to book Uber, okay, and not seeing who your driver is. That's big, because if it's and keep in mind that, of course, if you're a new business, this is something you have to work on, right? It took us years to get thousands and thousands of reviews, right? And thousands of jobs completed for the provider. But this is exactly what you must do, because this is the stuff that increases conversions, keeps peace of mind. For example, if somebody wants, um, you know, and we've heard this a few times over the phone. So if you hear it a few times, imagine how many times people think this, where they say, we we had a bad experience, but we know this provider was excellent. I mean, this must have been just a bad day or something. Can you connect us with your best or find the best, because they already know that you have these top providers based on these reviews. So now they're going to be like, okay, instead of going to a different service, let's use the same one, but let's try a different provider. Huge. It will save you tons and tons of clients. Okay. And that is just one reason why you need to keep these. Okay. Make sure that you watch the implementation guide or the courses that we have. I teach you more of this, or go to my YouTube channel. There's so many different reasons that are just as big, if not bigger, than this one. So do not try to disable the reviews. Okay. It's a huge mistake and you're only going to hurt yourself. Okay. So number three is going to be um, okay, paying a lot of money to have a website built for you. This is a huge mistake, especially if you're a beginner with limited budgets. Okay. Use the website builder that we have for you. I mean, for my cleaning company uses the website builder. You can rank on SEO, no problem. I mean, you can even check mine, and we don't do any SEO link building. And we're still ranking very high for some of the most competitive keywords in the city, one of the biggest cities, top 3 cities in United States. So SEO is not a problem. You could pretty much do whatever you need to do, and you'll see the website builder looks better than majority of the websites of the service business websites out there. Okay, it's super easy for you to manage. And I know from experience, because we before used to host this on other platforms where I didn't know how to edit any of that stuff. I had to always ask the developer, can you make these changes, even if they were so simple, and then you'd have to wait a week or two because they were busy or something like that. For us, it was a little bit better because the developer that used to work on our website, they didn't have that many other clients. We're their main clients, so they would kind of go and do these things for us faster. However, it still took time sometimes. Okay. And I'm the type of person that if I need changes, I want to do things quick. Plus, sometimes speed matters. You want to make these changes quickly yourself. So that was one of the biggest reason why we're like, you know, we spent so much money on these other websites. Um, get rid of it. Let's move everything over to the website builder. And that's what we did, and it's the best decision because you can make changes super quickly. There's videos on that in the help center, how to make changes in the website builder. But basically you go here and customize the theme. And from here, you get to do whatever you want. You can add sections in yourself. You could add pages in yourself, as many pages as you want. Pop-ups, if you want to change a button or link it somewhere else, you just literally type it in here. Save it, publish it, all of that good stuff. Very easy, and we're here to help. And it comes on all plans, right? So it's very easy. And you do not need to, do this anywhere else externally. I wouldn't do it. And if somebody is ever telling you, hey, let me build you a website because you need one, that is, don't even want to say it, but that's a waste of money. I can't even give you a reason why I would want to pay someone $5,000 or $10,000 to build me a custom website. There is no reason. Okay. Sometimes you'll hear, okay, you don't want to have everything on one platform. Okay. And to me, that is not a good excuse. You should have backups. But in terms of a website, I personally don't think so. Look, my cleaning company has done over $15 million. It's a very big company still in Chicago that, produces a lot of revenue per year. And, we still use the website builder. Okay. And another thing that I see to keep in mind is some people, think that they need this $5,000 website and they'll go ahead and pay a developer to go ahead and build them this website, and they will be out of business in 5 or 6 months. Okay. And that's huge. That will tell you that the website is not the most important part. Okay. At the beginning, what's the most important part is getting your first several clients, which I also teach in my videos. That's the most important part. You need traction. And a good website will help you do that, but it's not the end of the world, right? You could literally do this by knocking on people's doors, never having a website, and getting a few clients, and then starting to work on your website. I wouldn't recommend that, right? I would recommend setting everything up properly from the beginning, but that is just one way of looking at it. So yes, websites are important because the way you structure it is a system, but again, you don't want to spend a lot of money on things that you do not need. Okay, so use the website builder, focus on setting up the right systems, and then you will see it will be a game changer, and you will never need another website. You'll never need a website externally or anything like that. And one thing that I do want to keep you to keep in mind is we have thousands of people using our website builder. Okay, and it works for them and they love it. But oftentimes they don't say anything in the group when someone is asking for recommendations. So if you are using our website builder or any of these features and it does help you, you see it, let the other person know, because a lot of the time someone in the community group will come that's a consultant. Not everybody's bad. There's a lot of wonderful ones in the group, but some of them I know are in there just to pitch their services. And if we know for sure, we eventually ban them. But if you're just pitching, not just because they're pitching services, but they're pitching wrong setups and just bad setups. Nobody likes that. I don't like seeing that. And our users giving bad advice because the other person is making money off of you. So be careful with that. Okay, so that's point number 3. And number 4, important one. Okay, a lot of people want to upgrade to premium or are on premium. Okay, the first group that looks to upgrade to premium, sometimes they come to us and think of premium as one feature, but you need to think of premium as a system. You're not paying for one feature, you are paying for a lot of different changes to the system that are literally going to produce a lot of results. I can guarantee that one thing from there, when used properly, can save you a client that will generate $20,000 in profits in your lifetime. That literally pays for BookingKoala lifetime. Okay. I mean, if you use it for 100 years, maybe not, but it will pay for a lot. So, and that's one client. You can set up so many different things inside of BookingKoala, inside premium, that will go ahead and generate so much more revenue. You cannot be saying, I am looking at one feature. It's not worth it for one feature. That's the wrong approach of doing it. And you will see, if you study the system and you implement these things, it is going to make huge dramatic changes to how your business grows. Okay, and the second type of folks are premium users. A lot of them look through our guides, look through the things that I made, purchase the implementation guides, the courses, and they study it and they use it properly and they see amazing results. But there's a lot of users excuse me, that I see they're still not leveraging everything that's in there and leveraging it properly. And that's hurting them because it's not producing results fast enough. Or it could just improve results dramatically, not only in terms of getting more clients, but saving you a lot of time and missed opportunities. Okay, so 3 big things that everybody needs and everybody wants. Okay, so those are the 4 major mistakes that I see. Of course, there are other ones, but these are the big ones in terms of bringing in more success long term that you have to set up. And going back to the internal reviews one, that's a big one. If you don't start focusing on that day one since you start, and you find this video in 3 years and then okay, you say this makes sense, or we release something that's going to be a major change in the future, you're already 2-3 years behind because you could have collected so many reviews by then. So you want to make sure that you watch this video over and over again, implement these things, and increase the chances of producing the best results for yourself. Okay, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If you guys enjoy stuff like that, let me know. If you have other um, topics in mind that you guys would want me to make, let me know as well, because I'm going to try to produce as much of this as possible so you guys can go ahead and reach the highest level of success.